Hello, this is Andy K, and welcome to episode 6 of the Let's Play series in Space Engineers. As you can see, I'm standing on the roof of building number 1. Uh, got all the solar panels completed on the roof here. There are 8 of them in total, and they are the higher powered ones. I did get these 3 changed out to be the advanced or large blue as they're called. Our nanites have been hard at work. They've got the shell of that building fully filled in, plus a whole lot more. As you can see, they really are going to town. I've had to go mine for iron, and I'm not too far from needing to go mine for more iron. So they're going. They are definitely working, but we do have a lot of this metal put in, probably better than half of it at this point. If you look, so I think I'm actually getting pretty excited about it. The sun is on its way down. In here, I have added several more of the azimuth batteries. I've now got a total of 12 of them. Which means that even with enormous amounts of solar panels and power coming in, it's still not enough to get these all charged up at once and run the nanite factory and all the other things. So, I do have them all set to recharge. Basically, what that means is that when the sun goes down and the power from the solar panels drops, then basically the nanite factory shuts down for the night. It is producing steel plates as it needs them, and so, oh yeah, that's another important thing. I added 2 of these upgrades here. These are the constructor upgrades. What they do is they, by default, the nanite factory comes with just starts off with 3 streams of everything. I think. No, not 3 streams of everything. 3 streams of construction nanites. The upgrades add 3 additional streams each. So I've got 2 upgrades, so for a total of 9 streams, and then I added 2 power upgrades, and that makes it more efficient. So instead of each stream requiring 26 megawatts, they now only require 22 megawatts, but that's still a lot of power when you're running 9 full streams. So as you can see, it's really only running about 2 streams each. But you can also see here, possible construction target is 2,433. That's down from well over 4,000, I believe, when we first built the thing. It did get all but just a few blocks of this wall opening done. It got to all of the hangar gates finished, which I basically just need to add a button out here so I can raise and lower the door. But there's not much point in that at the moment, since the base is still very much under construction and the walls aren't exactly finished. Yeah, you can see we're getting the top layer on all these buildings here where I built it up to be to floor height. So yeah, since I need to get more iron, let me check my batteries over here. Okay, all but that last one that I had to add in is in good shape. So I thought maybe, since I've not had a chance to show you yet, I'd show you how this little beauty works. And remember, I'm using modified drills, but this design works just as well with the vanilla drills. In fact, the only thrusters on this thing that are not vanilla thrusters are those two large atmospherics that are pointing up. The other thrusters are just vanilla thrusters, and it shows too, because this thing it picks up speed pretty well, but it doesn't stop very well. When you're trying to make tight maneuvers in places, that's very handy, but when you're coming up on your mining spot and you're running at 40 meters per second and you want to stop fairly soon, and it thinks it needs 100 meters to stop, or maybe even 1,000, it's rather irritating. So anyways, here we are coming up on my iron mine. I did some surface excavating the last time I was out here, so I've got quite a lot of, yeah, see here, it takes forever, it's painful. So at some point I will probably upgrade those smaller thrusters. And I did find out the hard way that this thing could probably use more than one gyroscope. That was kind of painful, because in the process I lost a drill and a battery, and I didn't think I thought I might even lose the whole ship, but I did manage to get it uprighted by some use of trickery. Okay, so here we are at the hole, and what I did was I skimmed off the surface a lot of the excess rock. So now all we're really left with is the iron vein. And as you can see, this thing mines from the top down, and it's really, really very quite efficient. Drop down here just a smidge more, and we will pick up the goodies here. I have already gathered about 60,000 ore and stone, and then once you're down here, you just kind of move to the sides, front and back. Since the veins of ore on the planet aren't terribly deep, once you get your drill sticking through the ore vein altogether, it's not much of there's not much reason to go up and down until you're finished. Now the last time I was out here, I gathered until I had just over 500,000 kilograms total mass, and then I took it back. And that gave me a pretty healthy amount of ore, really. I am dropping down a bit because I do see an awful lot of iron ore directly underneath the ship. Oh, the light's off. Here we go. Yeah, that's better. From the cabin of this ship, you can watch it. It's kind of fun for a short period of time. It's not very easy to see where you're going, but it does give you an interesting perspective on mining, that's for sure. And so, anyways, yeah, this is kind of how it's done, and it works. It works really well. The next version of miner that I build will probably be one of the regular sized ones that I do with the 9 full Earthbreaker drills. But with this particular fella, it is exceedingly imperative that you keep it as level as possible. Otherwise, it's a top heavy and it doesn't have sufficient gyros or thrust forward, backward, side to side. So it's very prone to tipping. Especially if you've got any kind of load on board. You can see there's still a fair amount of rock above that particular part of the ore vein. And that's because the ore veins don't actually stay exactly perpendicular to the planet's surface. Because the planet's surface isn't exactly flat either. So the ore veins, just like the planet's surface, do go up and down. So it's very rare that you find an ore vein that's exactly flat. And in fact, I'd say it's probably so rare that it never happens. Uh, so, got an extra, quite a lot. I don't have, well, I don't really have quite a, I have a fair amount. In playing this game, if you're somebody like myself who likes to build things in gargantuan sizes, you find out very quickly that there is no such thing as too much iron. Really. Because, especially in the early game, you can collect iron and collect iron and collect iron and think, holy crap, there's no way I'll ever go through all this iron. And the next thing you know, you're completely out of iron and you're going, what happened to it all? And sure enough, you look around and it's in your base, in your ship, in your whatever the case may be, but you've used it. It's kind of like with this base here. I think so far I'm probably have used somewhere around, I mean, I know I've gathered about probably 400,000 kilograms of iron ore. I don't think I've used all of that yet, but and that's not counting what we just gathered just now. So iron ore is one of those ores that you just keep getting. If you get to a point where you're like, I'm not sure what to do right now, go mine iron. That's always a good thing to do. Now, if you get to a point where you've got, like maybe, I don't know, 100, 200 million kilograms of iron, you might be okay for a while. But there's no guarantees on that. Now, here we go. And and of course we're not stopping very fast, and we're overshooting. And so when you're in an early craft like this, and you need to, it's just good to know the limitations of your craft. That way, like for example, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people you watch playing space engineers, once they get into space and they're flying towards an asteroid, one of the things they'll almost all of them will tell you is, I basically never fly directly towards the asteroid, because they've had experience, and so have I, where, first few times you think, oh, okay, I'm going to go to this asteroid, and the next thing that happens is you're flying towards the asteroid, and there's no way to tell in outer space how close or how far you are from the asteroid, until basically it's, you're flying into the thing, and your ship is being crushed into a million pieces. So the power is down to nothing, so I am going to turn this baby off so it doesn't suck out all of my power, and then I'm going to turn this and these batteries off of recharge, which should allow me to lock that into place. Ooh. And we'll say a proper goodbye here. So, goodbye.